there, everybody. Holy moly. What do we do? We do a podcast about movies?
I can't be sure.
I thought
That's
about cooking.
crazy.
Yeah, we have our guest Selena Gomez coming up.
Oh,
I think we've done. I feel like we did that joke last time. Did we not?
Uh-oh.
Probably not. We do nothing but original content every episode.
We just have to mention Selena Gomez every episode.
Yeah.
This is Movies Are Real for the month of October and November, I guess. I guess. You literally could tell me I don't remember the last time we did a podcast. Hi, this is George. I'm here with Ryan Lance.
That's my name.
And
say it.
Carrie Lyles.
That's my name.
Uh-huh.
You could say it if you want, I don't know.
It's been a minute. I think the year's over by the time we're recording this here, pretty much, essentially. And I don't have any other goofs or jokes on the state of the world and the state of the motion picture industry, which you will get to later in the show.
Nothing but smooth sailing for the film industry.
But
we can film movies. We can't show them though.
That's
great.
true. It's great. Like they did that Disney Investors thing, and they're like, folks have been waiting very patiently for Black Widow, and that's it. That's all we got. We got nothing new for
We
you.
filmed 4 movies in the pandemic. We can't show them, but they're done.
Anyways, with that, I guess we're still here doing a podcast. You know, some stuff still comes out, digitally in theaters for the $20 price. I guess this first movie we're talking about was the last movie we saw in a movie theater?
Yep.
Yeah,
Last movie we'll ever see.
Might be.
I think we saw this at Exorbitant. I think it's
Yeah.
the one theater still
And
open.
AMC. The AMC is still open.
Well,
you know.
Did the Twin Creek and Marcus theaters close?
I don't think they're
I
open
didn't see
right
any
now.
show times for them when I was looking.
Whenever I jokingly go to Fandango, I'd be like, I wonder what they're showing. Which, by the way, have you been on Fandango recently?
No. Fuck
Don't use
Fandango.
because I'm not an idiot.
Oh, okay. I go on there just to see like what's showing.
Yeah.
And it's great to see like what movies are actually out because it's like I have not heard of this,
Yeah.
any of this.
You can.
The one that like rings a bell is the Fat Man Santa Claus movie with the anti-Semitic guy.
Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Ew.
he plays like an angry Santa Claus or something.
That sounds awful.
I got a new phone and I never logged into Marcus in forever.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah, Twin Creek seems to be open.
Is it? Okay. You can get a private cinema. How much is it to get a private cinema?
Me and Carrie talked about
Yeah,
this.
we
We
did.
were thinking like, man, what if we did that for like Christmas or something? I don't think that's going very far right now, given. that
We'll
Christmas
look
is
into it.
basically over.
Keep it locked. Keep it locked. We'll do a live episode of Movies Are Real for all of our Nebraska fucking fans.
That'd be awesome.
We'll keep the Twin Creek Theater in Bellevue, Nebraska alive.
Yeah.
and
We
afloat.
could go see Half Brothers, The Grinch, starring
Fuck
Benedict
that.
Cumberbatch. All My Life, don't know what that is. Freaky, White Christmas, Let Him Go.
The
My
Holiday.
my mom wanted to see that.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Holiday.
Last Vermeer, Honest Thief is still playing, Come Play, Die Hard, and The Prom.
They're not showing Tenet anymore?
They're not.
Oh, no.
Anyways,
and The Croods. I skipped
Oh,
that.
great.
Oh, hell yeah.
back to the topic of the last movie we saw in a movie theater. Possessor Uncut. Brandon Cronenberg. He's ready to. How many films has one Brandon Cronenberg in?
I think this was his second.
Okay, I was gonna say this is
Yes.
his first one, but I doubt that was correct, so I didn't say that. But Possessor. So I don't know if we explained what this one was last time, or then we were looking forward to it, and the poster and the trailer looked cool. But this is like you go into people's minds and you go do stuff.
You possess her.
Possess, yeah.
Or him, or them.
Yeah. And it's like freaky and horny and fucked up, kind of, but not too fucked up. I don't think it's that fucked up.
Nah.
But yeah, I didn't have that much. I wasn't that big on the movie. I think, Carrie, you're a big fan.
I really liked it a lot.
It came out on Blu-ray, but since the last time we saw it in a movie theater.
I have just acquired the Blu-ray a couple days ago and since rewatched it, and it still slaps. Happy to report.
Cool.
I really like it visually, and I really like a lot of the weird gore. And I liked all the red and the yellows.
I like that. That I enjoyed about it.
Projection colors and all the practical effects. It was all very a visual delight, some might say.
Not me. I think it's okay. Ryan, do you have anything to say?
I liked it. I liked it a good amount. I'm having trouble remembering stuff just because it's been.
It
6
has been a
years,
while ago.
Yeah.
Since we've seen it, but I remember watching wow, that was wild. That was crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was. The ending was especially like we were like, oh wow, look at that. Can you tell that I've completely forgotten a single thing in the movie?
Wow.
I remember the feeling I had. I don't remember the context at all. I was like, oh,
That's fair.
wow.
I think if there was there any trailers. What was the trailers for that? I'm trying to think if there.
It was like you would hear Jennifer Jason Leigh talking about, oh, you have to do this connection. We're not gonna be able to pull you out, and then it'd be like,
right, yeah.
And the letters like came in from the outside.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, Possessor, it's out there. I've heard good things about it from people who like in terms of the. This is just me now that I own a 4K TV. And I'm talking about the 4K Blu-ray. I've heard good things.
You've changed, man.
Oh god, it's a nightmare. And my TV's not even that good. But yeah, Possessor, it's out there.
If you're into Inception assassin movies.
Yes. The Wolf of Snow Hollow is a movie on this list that I've seen the cool ass fuck poster about it, but I have not even looked up the trailer for it. Karrie, do you have anything?
Yeah.
Or Ryan, do you have something to say on this one before?
I have not seen this, and I have no idea.
Karrie,
what it
I'm going
is.
to look the trailer up while Carrie's talking.
We talked about it briefly last episode because I had it in the upcoming section. This is the second movie. Well, I don't know if it's the second movie. The second movie I've seen by the director Jim Cummings, and he's just a cool dude who I enjoyed. He did Thunder Road a couple years ago, and it's just a werewolf cop movie where there's this mountain town that is suffering from a string of unsolved murders, and the entire precinct is like, it's totally a werewolf. Jim Cummings, who is the director and also the main character, is like, it's not a werewolf. And so they're just investigating, trying to figure out what's going on in this town. And I find it very funny. I've talked to some people who
It's a
found...
Ryan release.
I talked to some people who found his performance and his comedy kind of grating, but I really like it. And his performance is very similar to Thunder Road, where he also played a sad cop. But I just really like it, and I think it's hilarious. And I really like his approach to filmmaking and his directing style, and how he's so... I think I would recommend him as a Twitter follow, because he always talks about his process, and he has a lot of crowdfunding and investing options and stuff for his films, and he's always motivating people to get out there and make their movies.
Oh, that's nice.
He's cool.
So he's starring and directing.
Yep.
Okay.
He's
the guy here that looks like Brandon Urie a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
I will say, from looking at this trailer, I really like how it's shot and like the color scheme. I love the like a snowy movie, and then there's just blood everywhere.
Yes.
It's a great contrast.
That's true.
Yeah.
I love that a lot.
It's great. I'd recommend it a lot, and it did really well on when it premiered digitally, and so
yeah, I was gonna ask, is this a
digital only?
Theater at home
okay.
I
thing?
don't know. I don't know if it played in theaters anywhere. I just bought it the first day that it was available, but I think it was mostly a digital thing that people were doing.
I'm seeing if I can buy a physical version of this.
You can. It's on Blu-ray.
Okay, well then maybe I will go get that.
I will add this to my watch list right now, Karrie.
Hell
You're
yeah,
welcome.
we can watch it together.
Again, like we're at the point where like the bar of like, what the fuck have I not seen? I was looking at a Blu-ray of the High Note, and I was like, maybe
just so I can feel something.
Yeah, also just for that. Yeah, just for that, girl. But you know what? Wolf of Snow Hollow looks all right. Oh Jesus, Borat's subsequent movie film was a thing that happened. Remember, like 5 years ago? Remember 5 years ago when the worst thing that happened to Rudy Giuliani was this fucking movie?
That was 5 years ago. What a streak that man had. That was like
Christ.
2 weeks where every single thing, every highlight of Rudy Giuliani's career happened within 6 days of each other.
Jesus
That was
Christ.
insane.
What's your favorite, before we get into the movie, what's your favorite Rudy Giuliani thing he's done?
The lawn care place.
The lawn care is pretty good, but the thing where he's I forget what state it was that he was like bringing up witnesses about the fraud, and there was that fucking lady with the white lady with the glasses and the blonde hair, and
who's like
do you know what I'm talking about, Karrie?
I think so.
But yeah, she's like the most like white lady, like customer service. I was like, I saw the boats, and I had to sign a thing that if I lie, I'm gonna go to jail. Did you sign anything? No, you don't know. And Rudy's like trying to like, and she just will not stop.
I did
and
that,
it's so good. But just seeing Rudy be like, why am I doing this?
I'm gonna always be a big fan of the long hair thing.
I'm surprised.
It is very good.
For me, I really like the visual of his hair dye bleeding over. That's good. But
crazy.
I was surprised your favorite was when he farted during.
Oh yes.
During court hearing.
Yeah.
Very loud and audibly on mic.
Yes, on mic, you can hear it.
Yeah, I'm Karrie. You really blew me away here by saying that wasn't your favorite one.
Like Rudy Giuliani would blow you away with his cacophonous farts.
God.
Yes.
Anyways, Borat, that came out.
It's crazy how, like, if 2 years ago we'd be like, oh, another Borat movie. Oh, no way. But in 2020, we're like, oh, please, God, give us a Borat
I found somebody
movie.
who I follow who, in 2016, when Trump won the election, he was like, God damn it. One of the worst things from this, we're going to get a Borat movie in, like, a few years. And here we are. So, yeah, it's a Borat. It's a sequel. He has to go back. Well, he's a laughingstock. Everybody knows that he fucking brought this honor to Kazakhstan. And, because the Borat lore is weird, they're like, Barack Obama, that guy sucked. I mean, I don't like Barack Obama for other reasons, but they don't like him for, like, the characters are racist and like, whatever. It's like, Trump would love that guy, and he's like friends with all these fucking very cool people like Jair Bolsonaro and all these other fucking dictators, and the president of Kazakhstan's like, I want to be in the fucking cool Trump club, so you got to go over there, and you got to fucking do it. And everybody knows Borat, and so he's got to do disguise, and he has a daughter, and the daughter becomes pretty much like a central character. I think she's more of a main character than Borat in this one, and also really steals the show. And so everything falls apart. He's like, well, we're going to give my daughter to Rudy Giuliani, so we got to figure that out. And yeah, I think it's really cool.
I think what's really cool about this is, like, you can tell when watching that they clearly filmed this before.
Absolutely,
things got
that's
bad.
the most fascinating.
And then they had to do the quick rewrite, and the fact that they pulled that together,
and it makes sense
in a way that makes sense, and even like giving the ending, like that's that's pretty admirable for the Borat writers room.
Yeah, like they filmed a lot of it before Corona, and then the movie pivots. Like, oh hey,
yeah, there's a 100% sharp turn of like, oh no,
and then they work it into the ultimate ending.
Yes, it's really good.
So I don't know if they've said what the hell the original thing was, but
I don't know.
It turned out very
that's
well.
one thing I'm very interested in, like knowing, like not only like behind the scenes stuff, because that's always interesting to hear Sacha Baron Cohen talk about the stuff that happens to him while he's filming these pranks. Because I believe I read that he filmed his, like, you know, when he went to like the show and he played the song about America.
Yes.
I believe he had to film that twice because the first time did not go well wherever he was, if I remember this correctly. But I believe both times they did not end well. That he was attacked.
Yeah.
Which makes sense given what he did to a certain group of people.
Yeah, I think the fascinating thing is the actress in there. Do we have her name here? Maria Bakalova. The fact is that they have so much shit that is not in the movie that there's like clips of it that like she had an interview with Don Jr. and and it's just not because they actually like made her into like a fucking YouTube fucking.
She got like into the White House press briefing room with no credentials at all. And like that, how was that not in the movie?
Awesome.
Yeah, so maybe that was probably stuff that they didn't use once they pivoted this whole story. I don't know. Because once they did the pivot, she's kind of not in it until the end of it.
Yeah. It's also like when he went to stay with that with those like rednecky guys, he was there for 3 days in character the whole time, and that scene is like only like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like that's a lot of footage that they had. But yeah, it's wild.
I don't think it does anything. It's weird because the first Borat was all like it was during the early 2000s, where I think we were people thought we were past racism or whatever the hell. So I think Borat 1 at the time was all like, wow, look at how racist and fucking bad people are. And this one is just like, there's no revelation here. It's just all like, how far can we push this, and can we make Borat in a world where everybody knows who Borat is? And I think it's pretty good. I don't know. Yeah, it's Borat.
Yeah, I agree. It is Borat.
I like it. I think I like this one more than the first one.
I agree.
Me too.
It's also weird again because it's like they're both movies of their time and place.
Yeah.
So.
And this one feels more story centric and less public prank centric.
Yeah.
So I guess depending on what you're looking for,
it's more of a movie, I guess.
It might not be as good for if you more enjoy the public prank aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I really liked it, and I thought it was heartwarming and fun.
Next movie we got here is Dick Johnson is Dead, which I don't know what this is.
I've heard about this. I've heard it's very sad.
It's very good. It's a documentary that this girl put on Netflix where she is coming to terms with the fact that her dad is going to die someday, and that she is, I think he has dementia, I'm pretty sure, or something like that, like some degenerative brain thing, and she is having him move in with her in New York. But in order to try and cope with the idea that her dad is going to die someday, she has this documentary going, and then she also sets up and stages and films all these high concept, elaborate ways that he could possibly die. And so there'll be them talking about his situation, or remembering her mom who has since passed, and then but then it'll cut to a weird cartoony scene of him walking down the street and then gets crushed by a air conditioner falling down or something. So it's just
is this live action, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And I really like the visual style of a lot of the, like, dream sequence, like, death setups or just other things that she sets up in the film. I really like their aesthetic. And I think it's a really interesting and heartwarming watch. I would recommend it. And it's on Netflix.
It was a very interesting concept for a documentary.
Oh, yeah.
I saw this blow up, like, slightly on Letterboxd, at least with, like, the few people that I follow. Mm-hmm. And I was like, huh. So I read, like, about it, and I was like, that's really interesting of an idea, and like a very unique way to deal with that like kind of grief you'd feel from that situation. So yeah, it's something that I definitely
and he's like a retired therapist, I'm pretty sure. So she goes in and helps him pack up his office, and he has some anecdotes about his time, and it just goes through his life in what could be his final years, and her dealing with that grief, sort of trying to get a jump on it so it's not as difficult once it actually happens. But as soon as I like saw the trailer for it, I was like, oh yeah, that'll destroy me. And it did. But it's really cool, and I really like it. It's really, a lot of the choices that they make are really inventive and interesting.
Huh. Okay. Well, now I know I can just watch that on Netflix. That's cool. Interesting. All right. Well, that sounds dope. Well, that's
very good.
Well, that's Dick Johnson is Dead. Next,
you saw The Witches on HBO Max, George. Right?
I did see The Witches.
I thought about this like 8 times.
I forgot it came out until I realized when George made his like 7th. Until I promise the Warner Media people who listen to this podcast, I promise I will give you your blood money. Since you at this point have slaughtered the movie theater industry, and I will give you your money and sign up for HBO Max. Eventually. But when I used my 6 fake HBO trial, I saw The Witches. So yeah, I have not seen the original Witches. Carrie, have you seen this? Ryan, have you seen the original?
I have not seen.
Okay, so I didn't know. Apparently, like some of the older folks who've actually like, oh yeah, the movie was fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
When you were when that first came out. And this movie's definitely going for that. I was like, oh, they're trying to fuck some kids up with this one, huh? So yeah, based on the Roald Dahl book. You have a kid who lost his parents recently, now lives with his grandma, and his grandma like has seen witches. Like she's like very much like these witches are real, and she's like this like very like lived a lot of life and knows a lot of, so very wise grandma type character. And then the kid sees a witch, and then she's like, we got to get the fuck out of here. I know somewhere safe. This hotel that's like really like fancy and shit. And then turns out that they're having the I forget what the dumb was like, committee for like saving children or something or another.
Yeah, I think they do that in the original too.
Yeah. And then it turns out, oh, it's fucking the witches led by Anne Hathaway, who is the fucking Grand Witch. Oh, also I didn't say Octavia Spencer plays the grandma in this movie, and Chris Rock is the child, but the older version of the child, but he narrates it. And And so, yeah, it turns out they're all witches. And she looks like, the witches look like Baraka from Mortal Kombat mixed with the Joker, kind of the deal.
I've seen the stills of them, like, when they're all, like, kind of weird looking. It's like, that's HBO Max effects, huh?
I think it looks, I don't know.
Is it better in motion?
I think it is, but I don't know.
The still I
just like how much fun it is. But
okay.
It's not like they're taking it serious. That's the other thing. I think this movie is bad.
Oh.
But I had a good time with it.
Oh.
I just feel just because I don't see family movies like that, I guess. I don't know. And it's a remake. So for me, it feels like an original thing, but it's not an original thing at all. But yeah, I think it's fun and funny and all right. It's a family movie. I don't know. I think Anne Hathaway's having a good ass time. That's also what made it. Like, Anne Hathaway is just fucking go crazy. Just do whatever you want. And she seems like she's having a great time. When they turn to mice, because then the kids, they do get turned to mice. It's like the grandson and then two people they meet. Oh, the grandson gets a mouse. And turns out the mouse is a kid who got turned into a mouse. And then they meet another guy and they turn into a mouse. And then then they're just mouses or mice, apologies. And then they make a mice army. They're going to hunt witches. And that's where the movie ends. I think the movie is very bad now that I think about it. But I had a good time. Like, the writing and the way it's structured and is very bad. Like, they mentioned, like, early on, like, hey, the grandma isn't doing so well. Like, she's the caretaker, but, like, she's not doing so great. And then they just never bring it up at the end. And they're just like, we're good. We're going to go hunt all the witches. And that's it. And it's directed by Robert Zemeckis, who maybe
classic guy.
So maybe that's why the special effects are fucking you up. The guy who made the Polar Express and A Christmas Story. Again, I think this movie's bad, but I had a good time watching it. Because it's just, it's the ending is just bizarre. It's just like, it's fine. Octavia Spencer's gonna live forever. It's great. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's The Witches. I've never seen the original. I bet I would. I've seen like stills about it, and the practical effects look really fucking good. Cool. So
I've seen clips. Like, I've seen the scene, which I imagine is the one that you were talking about,
where they transform into
the boardroom, conference room scene. I've seen that.
Yeah, and I've seen stills of it. And, like, the practical effects are cool. So I kind of not you for that, but yeah, it's fine. I would not recommend it. I don't know. If you have HBO Max, you have nothing to do before Wonder Woman comes out.
Yeah.
Or Euphoria. I don't know. It's there.
The first Euphoria thing came out already.
It did, I hear.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The
best episode of Euphoria.
Is it?
Yeah.
Have you seen all of it?
I've seen all of Euphoria,
okay, yeah.
It's the best episode because it's just them talking about, like, serious stuff and not them getting distracted by some nonsense to move the plot forward.
Oh, okay.
It's great.
All right.
I haven't watched Euphoria.
It's got a good soundtrack.
Right.
That's my favorite thing about it, honestly. And the actresses, people acting in it.
Yeah,
are cool.
the main two actresses are great.
Yeah,
I love them.
But it's I don't know. It's like fetishizing, like, everything. Like, how I would describe the modern generation of youth is horny and depressed, and it's like doing like a fucking like fetishistic horny like. I don't know. It's just like a upped version of that.
Yeah, it's like all the stuff a CW show wants to be,
yes,
but it can't.
Exactly.
It's wild. It's so interesting.
Great soundtrack though. Anyways, Happiest season. This movie, everyone was talking about it, and I haven't seen it. Did you guys both seen this already?
I've seen it twice.
Oh, okay.
I watched it once.
Yeah.
One of those times was the Friday.
Is it good?
I like it a lot. I think I like it more than most people.
Okay.
For reasons.
No, just one reason.
So as far as so you guys have to set me up the setup for this movie. But we got Alison Brie, we got Aubrey Plaza, we got fucking Kirsten Stewart, we got Kenzie Davis, we got a bunch of cool people.
Yes.
But what the fuck is this? What the hell is the setup for this movie?
Kristen Stewart and Mackenzie Davis are a couple.
Right.
It's around Christmas time. And Kristen Stewart wants to propose to Mackenzie Davis. And they decide that they're going to go to Mackenzie Davis's parents' house for Christmas, and she wants to do it there. But they find out on the way that she hasn't gone out to her parents, and now she has to stay. They both have to stay in the closet and like hide the fact that they're in a relationship because of certain circumstances that they're like, maybe it wouldn't be best to reveal this right now, and that's all just because like the character keeps putting this off because of difficult that is for a lot of people.
Her
I'm
dad's
told.
her dad's like a politician or something.
Yeah,
right?
he works on like the city council and he's running for mayor.
Yeah, it makes me think of. Have either of you seen The Birdcage?
No.
It's the same kind of farcical setup as in that one because in that one, Robin Williams and Nathan Lane are a couple, and Robin Williams owns a drag bar, and Nathan Lane is one of the head drag queens at the drag bar. And Robin Williams has a son who is getting married to a girl whose dad is running for governor or something, and he's really conservative. And there's this scandal that they're like, oh God, we have to try and placate this scandal. We're gonna have you, since you guys are getting married, we're gonna make that the thing. But then the girl's like, well, my dad can't know that you have gay dads, and that one of them is a drag queen. So it made me think of
So
that.
let's just not bring that up.
Well, there's this whole thing of how they have to try and like de-gay their apartment and hide Nathan Lane, basically. It's a very, very good movie. If not a little dated, but it's still really, really good.
Okay.
But anyway, happiest season.
Happy season. But yeah, it's basically just like the most basic, Christmas rom-com thing, except they're gay.
Okay.
And that's
But hey, that's cool. I guess.
that was like the whole point of like the movie. Like
Nobody dies tragically.
no one
or
dies
kid,
tragically. Nothing like horrible happens to any of the gay characters, and there's a lot of them in this movie, which is very refreshing. And like that's just the point of the movie. I've read a lot of people, they have their own thoughts on it, and those are all valid. But like I just feel that this movie has a direction it wanted to go, and it just goes there and doesn't try to overcomplicate it.
The vibe I get from folks, and I haven't seen this movie, but it feels like it's a lot of folks being like, hey, like, it's whatever, but we don't need to lift this up as this, like, holy shit, it's fucking the best gay Christmas movie ever. Like, I hear it's got some issues, but it's still, like, it's cool that it exists.
Listen, Carol exists, and it's not gonna be
seen
bad.
Carol.
Carol's fantastic. But like, this is just trying to be like a fun, happy Christmas thing, and I love it for that.
Okay.
It's very heartwarming and sad and funny.
Karrie, what are your thoughts on it?
I liked it. It's pretty good, and I thought it was pretty funny too. But I don't know. It's just I don't know if we needed another hide that you're gay kind of movie, but I don't know. I thought it was fine. And I think that it was more, it feels like, because you said the writer is one of the people who's in the movie, right?
Yeah, it was the weird
daughter,
sister.
The weird daughter.
Yeah, it was the weird daughter and the director.
It feels like a movie that could be really like cringy and bad if done wrong, but the way that it's written, I think it feels a little more personal. So like, even if it is a cliched, like maybe we don't need another one of these stories, it still feels authentic and nice.
Okay.
So I appreciated it.
Yeah,
I think it was pretty good.
To me it's just like all those like cliches, just like with a gay twist, without trying to like reinvent or hold a mirror to anything, and that's totally fine. I love it a lot for reasons. It's great. I would recommend it.
Great.
Dolly Parton. Everybody loves Dolly Parton. She's had a big resurgence lately. I've always liked Dolly Parton. But apparently she has a Christmas special?
Hell
Christmas
yeah.
on the Square?
It's on Netflix.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like every
It's a
year
Netflix
Netflix has
original.
a Christmas special.
Oh,
every
yeah.
year.
Is this the
A shit ton.
Jenny? Is this the Jenny Lewis I'm thinking of? Like the singing lady? Or
Probably.
oh God, I love Jenny Lewis. Okay, well maybe I should watch the Dolly Parton's Christmas on the Square. Who saw this?
Me.
Okay. Well,
I heard about it from a YouTube channel that I like called Movie Bitches, and they are big connoisseurs and consumers of Lifetime Christmas movies and stuff of that ilk. So they did a trailer reaction classic YouTube to this movie, and I was like, pardon me, the what now? Dolly Parton and the who? But it's a Christmas musical on Netflix, and basically it's about Christine Baranski's character is a big old grump ass, and she has the deed to this town, and she's selling the town.
That sounds great.
To make a mall.
Great, this sounds
The
great.
town's like, no, we're a small town and we band together and we love Christmas. Please don't sell us. And she's like, you have to be out by Christmas Eve. And they're like, no, have a heart. It's Christmas. And she's like, nope. And Dolly Parton's also there as an angel.
That sounds great. I love it.
It's pretty fun. It's not very good.
I'm
but
sure
it's
not.
fun. And I posted on my Instagram story the day this came out that this was the reason I got out of bed that day to watch this. It was awesome. And I love Christine Baranski so much. Also in The Birdcage.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Where's Jody Lewis? I don't see her here. Anyways. Well, that sounds like the most nonsense holiday thing ever.
There's an old flame that Christine Baranski didn't get closure with.
Oh, wow. Like the Grinch in that one movie.
It's great. It's fun.
Okay. Is it at least self-aware of like how cliche it is?
I don't think Lifetime movies are usually. So.
No, yeah, that wouldn't be as fun.
You gotta be sincere.
If it was like, yeah, it's sincerity poison.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fun.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, and Dolly Parton pretends to be a homeless person, and Christine Baranski's like, "Get out of here!" And then she appears to Christine Baranski's like, "Oh my God, you were an angel the whole time."
Okay.
It's great. It's fun. It's not very good, but it's fun.
Okay, well that's the Dolly Parton.
We could watch that afterwards.
Christmas on the Square. I guess we could.
You know, we could. We could do that. I think on multiverses, Karrie. There's a few where we do that.
I don't think it's very long.
Yeah, God, I would hope so. So far we've talked about Possessor, The Wolf of Snow Hollow, Borat's subsequent movie film, Dick Johnson is Dead, and The Witches, and Happiest Season, and of course Dolly Parton's Christmas on the Square. This next movie I've never heard in my life, and I'm looking up the trailer as we speak, and it is The Call. Who's got the skinny on this one? Whoopsie.
This is George.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry.
All right, so just
Good
as
luck,
fair
because
warning,
there's like 5 movies named The Call.
Yeah, this has got terrible SEO.
Also,
yeah, this one. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That's
Ryan texted me and was like, "Have you watched The Call?" And I was
Halle
like, "The Halle Berry 911 movie," and he was like, "No."
But there's also another Call movie that came out this year around the same time, which is super confusing.
I think I saw
Is it
that
not
on
this
Amazon.
trailer I just clicked on?
This
This
is the
is the
run.
one, Ryan.
It's a South Korean movie. The reason I was interested in it is because one of the actors in it, and I'm gonna butcher her name because I'm horrible at pronouncing South Korean names.
Okay.
But Jeon Seo, she was in Burning. She was the best part of that movie, which had like really good reviews. But I hated the main character, so I couldn't really get into it. But it's about these 2 girls who like talk over this old landline telephone, and they basically find out that the other girl is like, basically like the call is going back in time. So they're talking like between time and space. And at first it's like, oh man, like it's about friendship and like they're helping each other. And then it turns into like a fucked up nightmare, and it's wonderful. I love this movie so fucking much. It's great.
This looks good.
It's horrifying. It has one of my favorite shots of the year and maybe of all time.
Oh, shit.
Karrie, you will especially love it. There's a lot of blood.
Hey.
It's great. But yeah, I adore this thing. I've looked up reviews and people don't seem to like it as much as me. And you know what? I don't care. It's awesome.
Fuck you guys.
It's, in my opinion, I think it's the best like time travel movie.
Better than The Lake House, right?
The Lake House.
Isn't Your Name a time travel movie?
Technically, I would say in terms of like what they do with time travel, it's most comparable to Your Name. But if it's like,
have you watched?
What if I ruined everything?
Literally The Lake House, right?
I know.
That's
it's literally
Keanu
The Lake
Reeves
House.
and Sandra Bullock talking to each other through a
Karrie,
mailbox.
I believe that was based off either it was a South Korean film or a Japanese film of a similar name.
That can't be right.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves isn't Japanese. He wouldn't do that. No. Okay, but The Call, fantastic. I love it. It's horrifying. It's dark as hell. There are subtitles, so boo-hoo, everyone who hates Parasite because they can't read. But yeah, I love it. It's on Netflix. It's one of the coolest things I've seen this year. Second favorite movie of the year so far. And I would highly recommend it.
That looks good.
If you're in for a spooky time.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yes. I can do good sometimes.
All right, cool. Well, this is good for me as somebody who has nothing to watch. I feel like, dude, the pandemic has 100% confirmed my suspicion that if movie theaters don't exist, I'm just out of the loop 100% because I just don't know what's going on. Not that anybody knows what's going on. The movie industry sure as fuck doesn't know what's going on.
No, I've been feeling that too because people will be talking about some digital thing and I'm like, where did that come from?
I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, that's the call. That sounds exciting.
Me refreshing the promising young woman Twitter, waiting for updates.
So the next movie on our list here is a movie I saw. It's a gamer thing. Insert coin. This movie has been on Kickstarter years ago. It's been in development for a while, so I saw it on Alamo. This motherfucker, Ernest Cline, is in this movie. It's a real shame. It's a real shame. Anyways, Midway was a developer of Chicago video games. They made NBA Jam, Mortal Kombat, a Narc, and other stuff. So this is a documentary specifically looking at the development, that studio in that time frame and how they made those video games and stuff and what they meant for Chicago. It's really cool. I don't have much to say about it. If you enjoy video games, if you listen to this podcast and you're interested about the development of Mortal Kombat, NBA Jam, and other Chicago Midway video games like I did because I was born in Chicago, and as somebody who enjoyed video games was like, oh, they make Mortal Kombat here. That's crazy. It's all right. It's pretty good. I don't think it's only on Alamo anymore, so that's good. I think it falls for the thing with documentaries where like they're on a thing, but they need to hit the widest audience possible. Yeah. So they're...
Here's what a video game is.
Kind of.
You put in a corner, and then something happens on the screen.
And also, like, everybody knows NBA Jam, so it's like focuses a lot on NBA Jam, but doesn't focus on the more obscure shit you may want to know. I hope that when it comes out on Blu-ray, it has all that nonsense that I care about. But, and I guess if you just like Mortal Kombat and NBA Jam, you might like Insert Coin. So, pretty good documentary. I think, even though it does have to do that, we have to cater for everybody. It still does it. It doesn't go so far like video games. Am I right, folks? It has some sort of like, you know what a video game.
I think these might be going somewhere. Exactly, yeah. Let me tell you.
Freaky. I can't believe they went ahead with Freaky releasing in movie theaters before they came out digitally. Because I was like certainly it's going to be day and date digitally.
But no, theaters.
Yeah.
They saw their opportunity and they went for it.
Anyways, Freaky is out in the world, and I saw it yesterday. And if you're not familiar with, folks, this is a new movie from the people who did Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You, starring Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton, where on Friday the 13th, Vince Vaughn plays this fucking crazy serial killer who's like, the whatever the fucking place we're living in, Butcher.
I'm the Chesapeake Ripper or something stupid
I'm
like that.
the fucking Bellevue yeah, something like that. And so he like comes out and starts killing people, and he like finds this fucking Aztecian fucking, I think it's Incan actually, fucking knife that causes you to switch places if you like fucking stab someone. And so he switches places with Catherine Newton, who is not Vince Vaughn, a very tall and big and scary man. Maybe not scary.
Yeah,
but
that's not how I would describe Vince Vaughn.
I'm scared of Vince Vaughn.
How would you describe Vince Vaughn?
I would describe him as like someone who I feel like smells, and I'll probably want to leave the room as soon as.
Yeah, they make a joke that he's like he smells like hot dog water.
Oh,
no.
So I see that I wrote this movie.
I forgot.
So those
I knew I was doing something this year.
So have you seen those Happy Death Day movies? It's like horror with a comedy twist sort of dealy, and they add a bit of sincerity, a bit of like family stuff to it, and this also has that. It's those movies. It really doesn't do. It's not gonna. It's a fun time, but it's not gonna surprise you. It's very gory. It's very bloody. So I love it. I think it's great. I think it's a good time. I think it's fun.
I'll probably check it out once it's not $20.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
me and Andrew really want to watch it, so we're like,
no, yeah, that's fair. If there was a movie, like I have said it before, I have no problem with the $20 price tag if it's a movie that I like really want to see.
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm. But it's like the thing where like, well, I gotta sit and like think about it and like,
yeah,
it's a whole thing.
Although I did spend the $20 on that fucking Kevin Bacon horror movie that came out earlier this year.
I saw that for free on Peacock, baby.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's bad, right?
Yeah, it was really bad.
What are you talking about?
The You Should Have Left movie where Kevin Bacon is married to Amanda Seyfried and they're in this weird Airbnb or whatever.
The most interesting about that movie is he knows the house is weird. He knows the dimensions on the house are very weird, but it's not until like the third act where he actually like measures the house and be like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. Like, motherfucker, there's an endless staircase in the basement, and now you're like, I think something weird is going on here. Let me measure the walls. At least in House of Leaves, they led with that and built up to the endless staircase. Jesus Christ.
All right.
Yeah, it's bad.
That movie was stupid.
Freaky, pretty good though. I think it's all right. Yeah, it's pretty good. So that's all of the sort of stuff that has kind of come out in this time. With it being us just with a lot of time in our hands and not being able to go to the movie theater, we've been watching random stuff. Karrie, you have a list of motion pictures here that you have watched since the last time we recorded. What is this StageFright Aquarius here?
This one was a part of my, it was my second annual, I'm going to watch a bunch of horror movies in October.
Ah, yes.
And this was a part of that, and this was my favorite one of the 20-something. I think I got to like 23.
You got pretty far.
Yeah, better than I did last year. Last year I did like 10.
What time then? What decade? What year is this then?
I believe 80s.
Okay, that sounded like something that would have been an
70s or
obscure 80
80s.
movie that fucking Shout releases on Blu-ray or some shit.
Yeah. I bought the Blu-ray.
Oh, okay. Did it come from Shout Factory?
No.
Oh, damn. Okay.
87.
Oh, okay.
But basic plot is these people are putting on a production, and the production is about it's like a musical about a serial killer.
Okay.
And then one of the dancers is injured, and the director won't let her leave to go get her ankle looked at. So they decide to, one of her and another dancer decide, or no, not a dancer, it doesn't really matter. Another person who works on the show, they dip out for a bit to go to a nearby hospital to get her ankle looked at. But then when they get there, whoops, it's a mental hospital, not a real hospital. But they talk their way in and she gets her ankle looked at anyway. But this mental hospital is housing this dangerous criminal man. And he winds up sneaking in the car back with them to the stage to where they're rehearsing. And then the director says, we gotta all stay here to finish this scene tonight. We gotta work on this. Lock the doors. We're all staying here so we can work on this and no one can leave. But then someone gets murderized and they're trapped in there with the murderer and they just gotta try and survive.
That sounds great.
It's awesome.
Also, what is this, English or?
It's English, but it's got that kind of original Suspiria feel where everything seems dubbed over.
It is totally
okay.
It's great. It's so fucking good. I loved it.
Okay.
And yeah, the serial killer's dressed like an owl the whole time. It's fantastic.
Okay.
It's very good.
That seems good. Is this available digitally anywhere?
I
Or
rented
just buy the
it, I
Blu-ray?
believe.
Okay.
Karrie, what's interesting about Piercing, the next movie on your list, is my boss told me about this and why I should watch it, and then I checked Letterboxd like that evening, and you had seen it and rated it very highly. So I was like, "What? Why are so many people telling me about Piercing right now?"
Well, I had it on my list for whatever year it came out, and I just never got around to watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was on Netflix, and I was like, oh, I might as well watch this. And it's the same director who did Eyes of My Mother.
Yeah,
And
The
podcast
Grudge.
favorite, Grudge 2020.
Yeah,
And,
the movie of the year somehow.
Hell yeah. But the basic setup, it's the same guy as well from Possessor, the dark-haired guy is the
Okay.
main guy. And basically he has these violent tendencies and he really wants to murder someone.
Okay.
And
What a crazy
in
guy.
there.
and the way this movie is delivered gives me American Psycho type vibes because it's hard to tell what's real and he's like imagining things or acting things out. But basically he hires I can never get her name right.
Mia Wasikowska.
That's not her name.
What?
Mia Wasikowska or something like that. And she is an escort who is into BDSM. So he's like, I'm going to kill her. But then it sort of gets turned where she's a little more weird than he was anticipating, and so it's this back and forth of them just like, I called it spicy phantom thread, where it's just these two people who are extremely crazy just playing off each other.
Huh.
He has an idea of how the night's gonna go, and she also has an idea of how the night's gonna go, and they just get entangled. It's great.
Nice.
This is great.
Fantastic. It's very stylish, and it's very heavily nod to like giallo movies, because there's the Tenebrae theme is in here. There's a lot of other soundtrack cues from other like Italian horror or giallo movies. It's fantastic. And it's stylistically
this is
very
good.
Yeah, this looks
cool.
dope.
It's awesome. I love it.
It turns out Karrie and your boss were right, Ryan. You should watch
Karrie and my boss are also both really into drag.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I told Karrie because like she's like, because I don't think she knows a lot of people who are into drag. So when I told her that you did, she was like, "Right, as your friend who likes drag seen this?"
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, Ryan texted me one day. He was like, "Have you watched Dragula?" And I'm like, "I've watched part of it, blah, blah, blah." And then he was like, "Oh, yeah, my boss said it was a drag horror thing." And I was like, "Yeah, there's all kinds of all this different drag race shit that I haven't caught up on, like Dragula, Drag Race UK, Drag Race Canada, Drag Race Thailand."
So Karrie sent me like a text that was like the size of my phone. And then I was like, "Hello, my boss. To show you how much my friend loves drag, here is what they sent me when I asked them, have you seen this one particular drag show?"
After we had that conversation, I did watch all of Dragula that's on Netflix.
Nice.
And so I'm ready for season 4 should be coming out soon. Season 1 is not on Netflix. I'll have to find that somewhere. It's probably still on YouTube. Maybe. I don't know. And also season 13 of Drag Race cast just got announced. Are you guys excited? Who are your early favorites?
I am on the floor.
My early favorite is Tina Burner. Calling it now.
Okay. Well, that's piercing. Again, I love that we're having this podcast. One, because I like your company, but also I have stuff to watch now. That seems great. You saw Remember Me.
Yeah, me and Ryan watched Remember Me.
Oh, you both saw Remember Me.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
We made an evening where we were gonna watch Remember Me.
Yeah, we were like, we're gonna watch the movie with Karrie's husband and my wife.
Oh yeah, because we
Later
watched Remember Me and then we watched
Happiest
Season.
Yes.
Oh.
Karrie was very upset because my wife was dressed fantastically.
Yeah, she looked great. Robert Pattinson looked like a fucking scumlord this entire movie. Like, I expect him to look a little greasy and dirty, but I just mean his fashion.
But you didn't know that he wore cargo shorts.
What was his name? His name was Tyler.
His name was Tyler.
Robert Pattinson playing a guy named Tyler. Oh god, this movie, however
movie was
insane you
hilarious.
think this movie is, it's much more. And I got it for a great deal. I bought it on DVD at Half Price Books because I saw it and I was like, I need to own this. I don't even need the hard sell of any of the plot elements or the weird ending or you know.
Yeah, you know.
It's so crazy because I don't know how infamous that ending. I think we've talked about that ending on
yeah.
the podcast before.
Yeah.
So it's so weird how, in context, the 9/11 ending is even weirder.
Oh yeah, because like, here's the thing: the whole movie, and also the 9/11 thing is like a weird ending, but there's a lot of weird stuff in that movie.
This movie's insane.
It's a weird movie. Like, Robert Pattinson is the only person who could have done this, in my opinion. I can't think of anyone else.
Yeah,
but yeah, like there's no like lead up to it. It barely even touches the fact like they're in like the year 2001.
Yeah.
Like they say dates sometimes, and that's a little like specific.
And she has like a flip phone or something,
Yeah.
or like an old phone.
But it doesn't.
Well,
the
and
time frame doesn't matter really.
No, and they make like a mention of some attack or some mounting worry about terror or something.
But like very early on, it's on the news in the background of a conversation.
So it's like not a forefront thing, but knowing the ending, it's like, oh,
yeah.
Oh no.
And like this was 2010, so this was right after Twilight. I can like I'm just trying to imagine all like these like girls like going to see this movie.
Yeah.
And like they have no idea because it's also not even a book. It's just a movie that was made.
Someone was like, "This is a story I need to tell."
Yeah, I need to end my movie with 9/11.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
I mean,
I wish I was there.
In context, a lot of the movie is focused on because Robert Pattinson's love interest, her mother was killed in front of her when she was really young, And so she has this running idea where she's like, any day could be my last day. I have to live stuff to the fullest, blah, blah, blah. I have to do things the way I want to do them because I could die at any time. Anyone could die at any time. And a tragedy could strike at any time. It's like, oh, I see. You could just be standing in your dad's office waiting for him to show up and 9/11 could happen. You don't know.
Like, what do you mean 9/11 could happen? Be more... What do you mean by that? It's like, when it happens, you'll know what I mean. It's like, oh, okay, great.
So it's a weird movie.
It's really weird.
I still think the weirdest scene is when Robert Pattinson threatens a child.
That was so good.
So Robert Pattinson, like, he's this weird kind of guy.
He, like, shows up to college, but is not enrolled in college.
Yeah.
And also works at a bookstore because, of course.
Of course he does.
And he has a wacky, weird roommate.
Who's the most insufferable person
bad.
I've ever met. And his roommate sleeps above the fridge, and he has a room. It's such a weird arrangement.
There's all these times where it seems like the dialogue is just that person talking to Robert Pattinson, the man, not the character, because they're at the bookstore, and he's like, you gotta stop it with this brooding introvert shit. Like, oh, leave Robert Pattinson alone.
But the one like redeeming like nice quality that Robert Pattinson has, because like he's kind of like even weird to like his girlfriend too.
Yeah.
In like
Well,
very
in that
possessive, controlling
the whole
ways.
setup of their relationship is
It's
that
fucked up.
it's so like we would have to explain the whole movie to get into how fucking stupid
Yeah,
and
so
weird it is.
let's not.
It's like a we got together on a bet that she doesn't know about type of thing.
Yeah, it was one of those like contrived things. But his one redeeming thing is like he's very like close to like his little sister because there's like issues with like the dad and like
Pierce Brosnan.
But he's like he's a very good brother. And at one point his sister goes to like a slumber party and they were cutting girls' hair for fun.
I think the thing that happened was they were taking turns like styling each other's hair,
Okay.
and then somehow they like cut a ton of her hair off without her knowing about it, or probably like held her down and cut her hair off.
It seemed like they did it on purpose.
Yes. Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Yes, but they probably. Oh no.
Oh, was it a oops?
Oh man. But like she got her hair cut really bad, and she was like super insecure about it. And had to get like a really short haircut to like, you know, even it out.
Yeah.
And he like walks her into class of this like all girl
in like a threatening way, like don't try it, little girls.
And like he like she sits down, he like gives her all her stuff, and then like a girl makes a passive aggressive comment. So he walks up to this girl who's like 10 years old, tops. He finally throws her books like to the side, like off, and then like grabs her desk and just like twist it around the room.
Like she doesn't fall or anything, but he grabs her desk. And it's like one of those 1-unit desk things. Yeah. So she's on a chair attached to it, and like turns her very violently towards the window.
And then he grabs a fire extinguisher and chucks it through the window, which shatters the glass. And like it looks like it almost hit someone because someone was like in the hall walking by at the same time. And then he just walks away.
That was the best thing I've
and
seen.
And then 9/11 happened. Like Jesus Christ.
Well then.
It was
so
incredible.
Well,
I was like, I made the joke. I was like, so honey, how was your day at school? Robert Pattinson showed up and he took the fire extinguisher and he threw it in and punched Miss Torres on the forehead. Oh, and what happened? Oh, that's gotta be the craziest thing that's gonna happen all week, honey. Don't worry about that.
That was Monday. 9/11 was Friday.
Well, I'm glad this movie is as eventful as it's ending.
It's great. The last thing I want to say, right before 9/11 happens, this school teacher another day writes, "All right, girls, today it's September 11th, 2001.
And then Robert Pattinson's like pensively standing by the window waiting for his dad to show up because it's the one day his dad's not in the office.
And you don't know his dad works in the Twin Towers.
No, you don't know that up until this point. So he's standing by the window and then it like pans out and it's like, oh shit, he was in the Twin Towers. Oh no.
Yeah, and then like they look at the debris and his notebook is there.
Oh yeah.
I know, isn't it thought provoking? Anyways, please watch Remember Me. It's fantastic. It's not good at all, but it's great. I won't. I will not.
Well then, we all saw Jennifer's Body.
Yes,
Yeah.
I wanted to add this to the list because we all saw this.
Yeah.
And this is a movie that the more I see it, the more I'm like, hell yes, this movie.
Yeah.
Is
And also,
fantastic.
it makes
amazing.
sense why people love it so much too.
Yeah,
It's only
especially
grown.
nowadays.
Yeah, so I knew it was gonna be good because all the correct people really loved
Yeah,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
All people with good opinions enjoy it.
Yeah.
It just sucks that like when it came out, and like
Yeah.
it does make sense given like how weird 2009 was, like the energy of that year. It still sucks.
Remember
but,
Me hadn't come out yet.
Yeah, it was before that. It's before we remembered 9/11.
I don't think there was any good horror movies around that time.
No, I think that was like when like
That was like we gotta either reboot stuff or we're fucking
Yeah.
or another sequel to
Saw and Paranormal Saw at that point.
Saw,
Saw at
yeah.
that point would be Saw.
Yeah. So, and yeah, also all the marketing was like very like, oh, this is a movie for the boys. And
Yeah,
it's
that
not gay
too.
at all.
Yeah,
and
that
like,
too.
It isn't for the boys, and it's very gay.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
It's
It's great though. It's
it
very
is
good.
great. It's the horror stuff
Also
is
looks
like
great.
pretty good.
That Blu-ray looks pretty good.
It was very good.
The Panic at Disco song's pretty good.
Yeah, the soundtrack of this movie slaps.
Young Neil's in it. That's
Young
the only time I've seen
Neil.
Young Neil in anything, other than Scott Pilgrim. But yeah, I'm glad I watched it. Now when I see Jennifer's Body fan art, I'd be like, yes, that's good. I see. Yes. So yeah, very good.
Yeah, I love that movie.
You saw Black Christmas 2019?
I did.
How is it?
Bad.
Aww.
I had a thing the other night. I don't know what made me think of it, but I was like, oh, I kind of wanted to watch
Me
that.
too.
And I couldn't find it because it's only on HBO.
I saw a
I
DVD
know.
of it at Family Video, and I was like, maybe I'd rent that.
So what's interesting about this one, I've seen the original Black Christmas once. I
I've
don't
not.
remember a whole lot about it. I just know that
Yeah.
this was the original movie of like the call is coming from inside
Yes.
the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just for the most part, it's just a basic slasher movie. And this movie kind of does that for a bit. It is like a basic slasher movie. It's Christmas, this sorority house. There's a few girls who don't really have anywhere to go for the holidays, so they just like kind of hang out, and I think they plan on going to like a party. There's a lot of like, I would describe this movie as someone was hired to write an Into the Dark episode for Hulu, and somehow it got made into a full movie. In the terms of like how it tries really hard to like be a very specific cultural thing, and try to put a horror twist on that,
yeah.
but it feeling very like, I like the idea that you're doing here, but it doesn't. It feels weird because like a big thing with like Imogen Poots' character, she had some sort of like sexual assault thing happen to her. It's not super specific what it is. They don't get into the details. They just know that whenever she sees this guy on campus, and even though like it's a big school, they keep running fucking into him for some reason. And he's all like, oh, it's me, the guy. I'm the head football dude or fucking whatever. And, you know, she has post-traumatic stress on that. And she just disapproves of guys in general because of it. It has, like, the whole, like, undertones of Me Too. And it's not done super well. But, like, the thing that, like, gets it weird is in the middle of it, it goes supernatural.
Oh?
Very quickly, very abruptly, and very weirdly. Which is bizarre considering the original was just a regular slasher movie.
Interesting.
And it involves like explaining why men suck.
Oh.
Like
Do men have demons in them?
there's in the vague, without getting too specific, they find this statue and it bleeds this black blood. And when it does that, men around it just get, like, super, like, shitty and, like, aggressive and violent and, like, I can't wait to assault some women right now.
And this is happening during Christmas? What?
And it's happening during Christmas, yes.
Not during Christmas.
Yeah, it's bizarre. And it's trying... And, like, it sucks because, like, I like the skew it's trying to do. I think it sets up the good mystery of, like... Because you know that from like the cold open that there's a serial killer on campus, and it does that same thing where like it sets up like a few different people. It's like, oh, is it this guy, or this guy? But then it ends up just being all of them, and they're all in this weird cult thing. It's bizarre, and
it's kind of weird. Is it trying to be like, no, he's not a rapist. He's just under the influence of this black statue blood. He's really a good guy.
a little bit, because one of the girls in the sorority has a boyfriend, and like he's just like a regular, like kind of like cool guy, like just regular dude. But then like halfway through the movie, he gets like shut up, bitch, and like just like weirdly like violent. She's like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, I fucking hate you. You say all men are like this, and it's like, whoa, man, it's Christmas. Don't do it now. And like, but then like he leaves campus, and then like he comes back, he's like, babe, I'm sorry, I don't know what was into me back there, but like there's an actual reason why he was like that. It's
weird. It's like weird. A Horcrux.
That seems like too high concept.
Yeah,
it is very high
concept.
And then the end is just like, the girls kill a bunch of guys and they walk out like, we did it, girls.
Black Christmas.
I really want to like it more than I do, but it feels so like first draft.
Girl power written by a dude.
It was written and directed by a girl though.
That's good.
So that's cool. It just
first draft written by a girl.
Yeah, it just like I don't know. It just something's not right. Maybe,
that movie came and went. When it
had a very limited release, which kind of sucked. But yeah, like Christmas. It was Christmas season. I was like, I'm ready for Christmas, but I want it to be crazy. So I watched Black Christmas 2019, and I was like, oh, that's not very good.
It's also weird that movie's been remade.
This
twice.
is the third time.
Yeah, it's bizarre for Black Christmas. I think it just has the name is a good name for a movie.
It is a good name, and we do need more like spooky Christmas movies.
I forgot Krampus existed.
I watched it the other night.
I haven't seen it.
I watched it before Halloween with our friend Zoe.
Nice. I completely forgot that existed somehow.
It's fun.
I don't own it, so I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Anyways, you saw In the Mood for Love.
Yes.
Which is it's a big boy, big movie person.
It's a big movie person movie. Yes,
Yeah.
I've been meaning to watch this for a while. How do you pronounce his name? Wong Kar-Wai is like...
I'll watch the trailer for this because I've never seen any footage from this fucking picture.
Is like, in terms of like Chinese directors, he makes like a slew of like fantastic like romance or sad movies. I've seen Chungking Express, which is fantastic.
Oh, I've seen that name floating around.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. But this was like his other like big movie, and Criterion just recently announced like a big box sort of like.
I saw you hyping that up on the timeline.
I need it, but it's so expensive.
Yeah. That's how I feel about the Godzilla box.
Yeah. Karrie, I got a crazy idea. Because Christmas is coming, right?
Right.
So what if you buy me my thing?
I would love it if we were both just today, how we told our friends how our Christmas presents are probably going to be late because we're both struggling financially, but then we both buy these huge... I bought this fucking $300 Godzilla box.
I bought 20 Godzilla movies and Ryan bought 7 obscure Chinese films.
Okay.
But don't worry, your Funko Pop is in the mail.
Oh my god, I'm getting everyone Funko Pops, confirmed.
But the story of this is like it's these two neighbors in this apartment complex, and they're both couples. And the man and the woman find out that each of their like partners are cheating on them with the couple in the other house.
Oh.
And they both like work abroad, and that's kind of like how they started doing this. Mm-hmm. So they're like at the homes alone, and they're just basically like having these like conversations about, they're trying to figure out like, who started what, and like how do we like, what do we do when they come back? Like, do we address this? Because like we found out. And it's just like so fucking sad, and I love it. It's so pretty. The ending is heartbreaking, and it's great. I love it so much. It's fantastic.
So yeah, this has a Criterion release, right?
This is a Criterion release. It's the Criterion for this. The single is fairly easy to find. Chungking Express is impossible to find.
Oh.
It is physically impossible to find. It's gone out of print for a while. Mm-hmm. If you have it on DVD on Criterion, it is worth hundreds of dollars.
Damn.
I know. So I keep hoping that I'm like at a thrift store and I see like, oh, I'm gonna buy this for $5 and then not sell it. But it's great. I love it a lot. It's cool. It's dope. I would highly recommend it. It's on HBO Max, baby. So that's a very easy way to Easy way to see it.
I think so. I think our neighbors or somebody has guests over.
I think so.
Exciting. Anyways.
Someone knew I was talking about In the Mood for Love, and they were like, yeah!
Yeah, cool. My films I've seen over the break. I saw Mulan 2020.
Oh.
That movie sucks, dude. It's real bad.
What was the revenue of watching it? How'd you see it?
I went to Family Video.
Oh.
And
It was there.
Yeah, it was there.
Whoa.
It was a 4K. Cool. Yeah, there you go.
How does it
Not
look?
a great 4K release. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look that good. It doesn't pop.
I love how you become the person you hated for so many years.
I'm just saying. It's not good. There was really no point. There was nothing of value. Well, actually, no. What's his name? Sima, who is the dad in The Farewell. I enjoy that man. I enjoy his face. I enjoy his presence. I think he's got very dad energy. God, he's the dad in this. He played Mulan's dad. But yeah, they do some stuff to the Mulan story, man. Like
I've heard
they do some weird stuff to it. So like they add like a witch character who's a woman, and she's helping the Mongols. She's the reason the Mongols are fucking doing shit. They're taking over shit. And she turns into a bird and stuff. And then she's like, Mulan, you're like me. They don't, because she gets pushed around because she's a woman, and they're all like, she's a woman. Am I right, folks? And then she's all like, you and I are not so different. Bah, 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 bah. Yeah. And then she dies. She gets killed as a bird, and that's sad. Yeah, nothing about it works, man. It's not that pretty. Also, like Ryan said, it's weird. It's not that pretty. It's just weird. Other than like the Mulan Village, like when like it reminds me of what's that movie? Is it Kung Fu Hustle? I think so. Where like is that movie?
I think you're thinking of The Great Wall, starring Matt Damon.
Oh man, maybe. God, I forgot that was a movie, dude. But yeah, it starts off with like the neighborhood where Mulan actually lives. Looks really pretty and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't do anything exciting.
You wouldn't pay $30 to watch this on Disney Plus.
Yikes. I paid $3 at the Family Video, and they asked me, "Are you interested in CBD?" And I was like, "Nope, I'm good."
I paused it. I was like,
because Karrie and I live close to a Family Video.
Where is it?
It's on Harrison, so like you can look it up after this. Yeah. It's really close.
George, please tell us your address.
Exactly.
Exactly. Sorry.
That's fine. But yeah, I also rented Ford versus Ferrari finally. That movie is exactly what you think it is, and it's great. It's fun. I think it's fun. I don't know.
It's very loud.
Oh, it's very loud.
That was my
The problem was with Don Joe hates loud stuff, and for our listeners, Don Joe's our friend and my girlfriend. Because cars very loud, people's talking not so loud. Uh-huh. So it's like the movie, like it goes from like just having a conversation to be like.
I can see that.
It is the most dad dude movie in the planet. And I like it. It's good. It's fun.
Yeah, my dad, I remember when this was in theaters, my dad was like, so are you going to see that Ford versus Ferrari movie? And I was like, no.
I hate my daughter.
I feel bad because he has never expressed interest in seeing a movie.
Right.
And so I was like,
it's not bad.
No, it's fine. It's just wholly uninteresting.
It's totally.
To me. But I was like, I'll rent it with you and watch it if you want. He's like, no, I watched a documentary about it. I'm good. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I found the concept of that race that they do very crazy.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I didn't know that existed. I told my dad about it. He's like, oh yeah, that's a thing. And I was like,
this is fucking wild.
Ryan, it's a race where they have their car and they have to drive for 24 hours continuously.
So they
like
ride
not one person. They switch out, but it's like testing the endurance of their car that it can drive for 24 hours
and also,
straight.
To start the race, they are outside of their car and they run to their car and they all take off at the same time.
Is there one of those like flag girls in the bikini who like
No. But it's cooler because people like get in their car and so like you are all. So like everybody, imagine like those parking spaces where you gotta go into a slant and you gotta enter into it.
I hate them.
Yeah, and so everybody's trying to take off at the same time.
Craziness.
So half the cars fucking wreck right there and people die. It is insane. And also there are people because there's not like NASCAR. There's like this giant wall of whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
They're just like haystacks, and people are just hanging out. And it's like, what the fuck is this? It's awesome. It's so cool.
Yeah, I found that interesting. That's an event that I would like seek.
I'd be like,
more
you know what? If
information
I was like
about.
nearby, like, oh, this is pretty dope. This is pretty cool.
I got a few hours to
I
spare.
got 24 hours to spare.
But other than that, it's the most dad movie in the planet.
Yeah.
It's great. And it's also, it feels like Christian Bale's having a good time with that movie too, because he's just being an asshole.
But yeah, I'm sure
Yeah,
it's really hard for
exactly.
him.
He's just being a smart ass, just yelling at people about how to do their job.
I know he really struggles with that.
Anyways, that's Ford vs. Ferrari. Cool. So the next thing I watched is a very, very George thing. And it's all, again, it's a video game thing. So, Double Fine, Ryan, you probably remember this.
I love Double Fine.
Remember when they did a Kickstarter? When they were like one of the first video game Kickstarters. They were like, holy shit, you can totally do a Kickstarter for a movie or a video game. And you don't have to go through a publisher. You don't have to go through a distributor.
Easy street.
Yeah, it's like, and they made $3 million. And so this is the documentary, a 20-episode documentary of like, from the day Kickstarter started to the game coming out. It is the best and most thorough and most enjoyable, like, documenting about how a video game is made. And I think it's fantastic. I love it. There was a fancy Blu-ray version that was on sale. They pretty much tried to make a Criterion version of it. Like the back of the box has, like, you know that little square in the upper corner that has, like, DVD edition, black and white, or color. Yeah, that has that thing. Anyways, that is a total George thing, but if you enjoy video games, it's up on YouTube as well. It doesn't look as pretty as the Blu-ray version, but the Double Fine Adventure documentary is just incredible. And they're doing another one for Psychonauts 2 when Psychonauts 2 comes out, and I am so excited about it. But yeah, that's all I saw. Mulan 2020, man. If you pay how much? You said it was $30.
An additional $30.
Yeah, it was an additional $30 charge. It was premium access. And they announced at the press briefing that Raya and the Last Dragon
is also going to be
their next Disney animation is going to be premiere access.
Yeah.
Which is weird because Soul, the Pixar movie, is coming out on Christmas. We didn't add that to the list, but the Pixar movie. Soul,
is that just going to be Disney Plus?
No, it's just going to be on Disney Plus on Christmas.
Weird.
So they'll put that on Disney Plus for free, but they're going to be selective with the premiere access stuff until the virus thing is under control, which. Hopefully it is, because we might have a vaccine. But apparently, some people in the government was like, we don't really want that. But like, whatever. Who cares?
I guess Soul's coming out. Well, anyways, I guess that's December. That's all we've been watching randomly. So I guess we should just jump into Soul because it's not on the list here. That movie, I forgot. I thought, because there was the movie with Spider-Man, and was it Will Smith?
No, it was Chris Pratt.
Was it? No, that's Onward. There was another. There's another. I turned into an animal.
Yeah, you're thinking of Spies in Disguise.
Exactly.
Every time I go to Walmart, I walk past the DVD section and think like, oh man, nothing new has come out all year.
I keep having that.
And I always see this Spies in Disguise one, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that, but that is something I could do.
The Sonic Blu-ray getting a lot of airtime on
that
the Target
fucking
shelf.
movie, dude. It has to be like every child hasn't seen that movie at this point. Oh my god! Holy shit!
Poor children watching that shitty movie.
Oh god. Anyways, I'll watch. No, I won't watch Soul. I don't have Disney Plus.
I like the
Does
idea.
anybody have Disney Plus?
I have access. I don't personally have it, but I believe Richard's family has it, so I have Disney Plus on my television.
So you can watch
right
Soul.
now. I don't know how long it will be there.
Do you have
I
access
have
to
no
Disney
control.
Plus?
Now that I have my own place, I do not, because I used to watch Star Wars with my roommate, but now I'm free to buy it myself.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna watch Soul then.
Is
it getting a 4K Blu-ray or whatever the fuck?
I mean, probably at some point.
Because Mulan was after, right? The fact,
Yeah, I'm gonna get Disney Plus eventually, just because.
I'll get it in January for
I
WandaVision.
hate Marvel right now. All their shows sound interesting. And
Yeah,
cool.
it's
And they have,
unfortunate.
like,
You hate to
decent
see
budgets.
it. You hate to see
And
it.
it sucks, but I'll watch them.
Yeah, WandaVision seems good. So,
It's very cool.
anyways, Monster Hunter the movie is coming out.
In December, I got a YouTube ad for this
today. I
today,
think it's supposed to come out.
the 18th.
Yes.
I know this.
I'm gonna go to the Monster Hunter Twitter account so I can know if I can watch it from the comfort of my home.
So if things weren't horrible in the world,
Yes.
would you go to a theater to watch this movie?
No, I didn't see the Tomb Raider movie, so I wouldn't watch this.
I think probably, just because I have several close friends who
who
really like Monster Hunter, so
yeah.
it would become an evening.
Yeah, you would
sure.
get invited too many times to be like, all right, fine, I'll see Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
There's no way it's good, right?
T.I.'s in Monster Hunter?
Probably. That makes sense.
This is firmly shaping up to be like a very fun movie. Like not trying to be good, but just the best it could be is fun.
Hang on! Like one of those.
Hang on! Yeah. It's making
I
me
get
think
that.
of like the same amount of fun as like a Kong Skull Island type thing.
God,
which
I hope. That's high
you
bar.
know. I know, but like it's like that sort of vibe.
I mean, that's true. It does have giant, like, kaiju monsters. Unlike fucking Resident Evil, it's just nonsense zombie movie.
It's just like, my thing is like, the concept is like, it's American military in like our world and they get sent to the Monster Hunter dimension. And it's like, God, why can't it just be in that world? Why is it gotta be like, where are we? I see a loading screen over there. Are we inside a video game or something?
You just want more Jumanji.
That's true.
Interesting.
I do know that this movie was in China. In China, like, movies are like, in China and Australia, like, cinema is like back basically because.
Right.
I know Australia.
Wait, so this movie? Are you leading up to saying this movie already premiered in China?
It's already premiered.
I assume it made $1 billion.
Well, it had to be taken off of theaters for a bit because they made a joke.
I heard about this. I don't know what the joke was.
It's I don't
look this up right now.
I don't want to say it because it's one that like I didn't even like think about like being bad. It's not like you know overt. It's just like a thing people would say to Chinese and Asian people.
I can see where this is going. I can see where this is going.
And I read like the history and I was like, oh, because like I never grew up in. I never heard that as a kid. I heard it on like TV, but it was like out of context. And knowing like the context, I was like, oh yeah, that seems like it'd be kind of bad.
Yeah.
But they made that joke in the movie apparently, with or a reference to it, and it got pulled from Chinese theaters.
That's a shame because that's where.
But I think they were gonna edit it out and put it back in.
Oh,
the theater.
Because that's where that movie was gonna make a bunch of shit ton of money.
Yeah, exactly.
They love that Resident Evil movies for some fucking reason. I have no idea why the China market likes the Resident Evil movies.
Their market is
weird.
It's very different from the American.
There is I was listening to some movie thing, and there's a movie that like became like a watershed for an American movie that became a watershed movie for the Chinese audience. Because I feel like there was a point, obviously, where like they became there was a point where like we need to make movies for the Chinese audience. Like I remember like one of the first movies I saw where I was like, this is super. That was Transformers 4 or whatever the fuck. But I got to research into this.
Are you thinking about The Great Wall?
No, I don't think they were excited about that. Maybe they were. Maybe they did love The Great Wall.
I think that movie they wanted the Chinese market to be excited about it because it was like, guys, what if Matt Damon was in China? And I think that was the idea.
Wow.
I can't believe it. He would never go here.
I love Matt Damon.
Well, I'm glad the Monster movie's coming out, I guess.
Yeah. Mank.
Mank?
David Fincher's first film since Gone Girl.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Is this the one he produced with fucking, what's his face?
Probably. Whatever you're about to say, probably.
The guy from Gone Girl. Batman.
Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck.
No, he didn't. I don't think Ben Affleck.
They're working on a thing together, I remember.
Oh boy.
I know that David Fincher like did some stuff at Netflix for a bit. Like he had a TV show that he directed a bunch of episodes of.
The
Mindhunter, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A show that I
never watched.
I heard good things of the first season.
I don't watch television.
Yeah, me
unless
either.
it involves drag queens or cannibals.
I like how we're all like, we don't watch television here.
Yeah. But yeah, Mank. It's the story about the writer of Citizen Kane, played by Gary Oldman, and I guess like what was going on around that time. Because apparently the writing process of Citizen Kane is like there's like a lot of interesting history behind it. Like there's like legal cases and like a bunch of like strange stuff going on with that to make the movie like needed. As much as I would love a story about the writing of Remember Me, I don't think that would
my God,
that would hit as hard. But yeah, it just feels like a very like classic, like it feels like every year around this time we get like, this movie is about Hollywood because we want everyone to nominate us for awards.
Exactly, yeah.
But I've since seen Citizen Kane because I do want to watch this, and Citizen Kane is boring.
Yeah,
I said it. It's
not,
a boring
not
movie.
great.
It's dry as hell. I don't like it that much, and I don't care if you do.
I don't remember anything I found significant. I watched it for one of my dumb film classes, and I remember.
Yeah, it's a very like film class kind of.
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it in a bad film class.
Ooh.
Oh.
It was just not a good film class. Although I did see Drive there. So
Oh.
Drive's pretty good.
We'll talk because we took some similar film classes.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll have to ask you that.
It wasn't in that one.
Wasn't in that
wasn't
one?
the UNO one, no.
Oh, okay, then that makes sense.
I saw Do the Right Thing in that one, and that was probably one of the most meaningful college experiences of my life.
Nice.
I was sick that day.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. That was very good.
I have not seen it. Although it was very easy on the test of like the movies to find out which one was what questions were of that movie.
Oh,
it was
yeah, totally.
Vastly different from
Yeah,
the other
yes,
options.
definitely. What movie?
Yeah, so I still need to watch that.
I love it. I saw it last night, and it's still
Yeah,
incredible.
you have it on Criterion.
It's incredible.
It's
It's
great.
a fantastic movie. I
need to
love it
watch
so
that.
much. It's never has it been more appropriate of a movie.
Oh.
Fantastic. Love it. Anyways,
I wish I wasn't sick that day.
Way to go, Brian.
It doesn't
You
help that
fucked up.
it doesn't help that class was at like 7:00
Yes,
at night.
yep. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's like I'm sick. I don't want. It's dark
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
I don't care.
yeah. Yep. Anyways, another round. What's this?
This is the new
Mad.
Mads Mikkelsen movie.
Oh.
It's from the same director who did The Hunt, which
Oh.
is a very, very, very
fucking
Danish
yeah.
film.
Let's say yeah.
Carrie, I remember I watched that during quarantine.
Yeah, I told
Nope.
you not to do it.
I was just like,
You were like, I need a Mads Mikkelsen movie, and I was like, pick a different one.
and I was like, too late.
You're gonna be upset. It's amazing, but damn, it hurts.
Yeah, it's not fun at all. There's
No.
not a
No.
pleasant thing happens.
No, not a single good thing happens in that movie.
Even like when you think, this might be turning around for Mads Mikkelsen,
Nope.
and they don't.
Nope,
You realize,
nope.
oh, he's gonna have this his whole
Yep,
life.
yep,
That's
yep,
great.
yep,
I
yep.
love that.
But basically, this movie is about a group of teachers who who have this theory that if they are always a little bit drunk, they might perform better at their job and just overall in life. So they start this experiment where they're trying to maintain a certain level of drunkenness all the time, just to up their output and their professional how well they're performing in their lives and job. And then it shows it's like a sort of comedic kind of setup, like, what if, isn't this wacky? And then I assume it goes to places that are of much more
I have never seen a
dark
movie
things
where
or-
Mads Mikkelsen plays a school teacher and things go bad for him.
No, never.
Yeah.
Never directed by this man.
This exact guy, no.
But yeah, it seems like a fun time. And a fun time that could turn into an emotional time, which I'm always a fan of.
I would like to go into this not knowing. I didn't know what was going on with the hunt. I thought it was sad for the normal sad reasons.
No, it's just
Yeah.
kind of devastating.
Yeah, just kind of like the worst thing that could possibly happen to a single person.
But yeah, and it's no secret that I love Mads Mikkelsen. He's one of my
What?
favorite humans in the entire world. So he's endlessly compelling in no matter what fucking movie he's in. I'm like, I'm on board.
How do you feel about how the world is finally getting to understand how great
Thank
he is?
you. Hello. Where have you been?
Because he's in Harry Potter
He's
now.
in everything.
He was in
Thank
Marvel.
Because it's like what happened with him and Kojima. I feel like
Oh,
because
yeah.
people meet him and they're like, "Wow, you're so enchanting and compelling and the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my life. Be in my movie, please." And he's like, "I mean, okay, sure, I don't." And he's like a fucking aloof dweeb who doesn't care. He's like, "Sure, I'll be in Harry Potter. That sounds fun."
That's another movie I've seen on the shelf. That last one, which I didn't even know existed.
Oh.
The second one.
Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yeah,
I have not
that's
seen
a
that
movie.
yet. I need to watch that because
you?
I will watch it.
I mean,
I will
if
do
you
it.
want to be
I have seen
in
all the Star
context
Wars movies.
in all the context for when Mads Mikkelsen takes up the role, then
Yes.
you should probably watch
I'd like
it,
to
I
see
guess.
because I'm someone who doesn't like the Star Wars movies. I'd like to see what apparently the worst one is, like how that is.
Wars?
Not Star Wars. I do hate Star Wars. That's a different reason. Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
Oh, nice.
It's very bad.
Love that.
Promising Young Woman. I'm told it is finally coming out.
Yeah.
I've been told by all these trailers that it's coming out on Christmas. So please, God.
Merry Christmas.
Please, God. This is the only movie I wanted to see all goddamn year. Please, God.
I made a list of 2021 films.
Just said Christmas, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In theaters this Christmas.
Yeah. It's not. They're not saying any digital stuff.
Interesting.
So I'm pondering whether I want to go to the theater or not. Any other movie, I'd be like, no, I'll wait. But that is the one movie.
I feel like I wonder where. Because Alamo has not put tickets up for Wonder Woman, which we'll get to Wonder Woman in a second. Because I assumed like this is the movie where it's like, well, we have to open. Like I don't know, like they're forcing our hand.
Yeah.
So. That's the place, because I was like, where in Nebraska, where here would that movie show, Promising Young Woman? It'd be like there, or maybe a Film Streams even? That's probably, it's too genre?
I mean, Exarban probably would.
Another round, I forgot, is streaming through, you can buy tickets to rent through Film Streams. You can watch another round. Oh. But I think it's coming to digital next week, so you can wait for that.
Well, I hope Promising Woman comes out, hopefully. Yes. Yeah. Wonder Woman!
1984.
Yeah. Oh, does it feel? God. Too many movies are using too many media products are using Blue Monday.
That's true.
It's a good song, but
calm down.
Exactly. Anyways, hey, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Also because it's probably gonna be half decent, and I can watch it.
It's probably gonna be a fun enough movie.
It's probably gonna be fun. And but the thing about this movie is that it's coming out day and date, theater and digitally through HBO Max, along with every other Warner Brothers movie for the year 2021, such as Mortal Kombat and Tom and Jerry. And that's it. That's all we got. That's all we got.
That's all we got. We don't know why you guys are so pissed about this.
Just calm down. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm sorry you can't see Tom and Jerry at theater.
I had no idea they were making a live action Tom and Jerry.
I knew. And
have you been following that?
I've heard things, and I was like, come on now.
But
I will say, I like the way they're animating Tom and Jerry.
Do they talk?
In the way that Tom and Jerry talk.
Well, good, because there was the Tom and Jerry movie where they made them talk for the first time, and everyone hated it, and so I wasn't sure if they were going to do that again.
Well, I think even Tom would have because there'd be times when he's serenading a girl.
Yeah.
Hello, my baby.
Yeah.
Hello,
or it's like a weird clip of a thing or some shit.
Yeah. But
yeah.
But yeah, they're 3D animated, but it looks 2D, and there's regular people in this hotel basically. The premise of that one is Jerry's in a hotel and we need to get a cat to take care of this mouth.
I like how we're just talking about Tom and Jerry now, but the point being is that this is a pretty industry shaking, big dick move from Warner Brothers.
Yeah, how dare you make a Tom and Jerry movie?
I just gave it to the masses for free. But yeah,
what's interesting is apparently they talked to Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot about the Wonder Woman.
They were get their blessing and talk.
Get her blessing. But when they dropped the news about everything else hitting, that they found out the day they announced.
Because it's like a contract. It's like a layoff thing, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just well, we can't maybe give our employees a heads up that this is happening because that'll fuck up investors and all this other shit and all these other contract stuff and bankruptcy law. So it all happens to happen on the day of. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Yikes.
That's what it felt like. And I get it, but
some people are very upset. Mostly people who make movies.
Yeah. But also it's it's a scary thing because it's back in, was it the 40s or 30s where a lot of the big film houses were in trouble because it used to be the film houses developed their movies in their own lots or whatever. Now you have all these other smaller production companies a Legendaries. Warner Brothers is kind of paying for the movie, but this is a legendary project that we are sort of publishing, sort of dealy. And I don't know how the math works on it, but it's less risky for the film houses. And it used to be just Paramount would make these movies or whatever, and then that didn't work out. And so movies went down, and a lot of people lost their jobs who were very famous. It seems like the celebrity thing, it feels like the celebrity economy is like, I'm sorry, we're gonna pull the rug because we, the big companies, need to make our money, and I'm sorry that you don't think it's fair. I'm sorry, Chloe Grace Moretz, star of the Tom and Jerry movie. I'm sorry.
And it's like I get part of the idea of like, because like we're very uncertain about what next year is, and I do like fear that like once theaters are like open, then everyone's gonna be like, all right, here's my thing, and like there'll be too much stuff because like everything this year was delayed, and we're able to film movies now, so like those will come out, and it's like if everything releases at the same time, then nothing will get seen, basically.
Right. Because otherwise we have to delay it even more now.
Especially for like the indie stuff. That'll get completely buried because like, you know, a Wonder Woman will come out next one
Saint
week.
Maud is never coming out.
Yeah, Saint Maud never coming out. I'm going to be forced to watch that horrifying trailer forever.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's the trailer we saw before Possession.
Yes.
Possessor.
It was gross.
I don't like.
And they're
I don't think
coming
that
to
looks that
theaters. I think it looks great.
It looks good.
That one Dev Patel movie. I forget what it's called.
Green Knight.
Yeah, Green Knight.
We're very excited for Green Knight at my house.
Point being, yes, that we're in this. That's an issue. And also, it's the issue. Like, okay, well, you made this thing. Like, that's the thing with like COVID, how it's made people have to do stuff that previously was not possible. Like, we can all just work from home. You're saying we don't have to come to this office? We could have just done that?
Yeah.
Okay, weird.
That's easy.
You're saying we could have just...
it saved you money for me doing this too?
Weird.
Wow.
Weird. And so it's like, wait a minute, you can just show this movie digitally? It's like, how do you come back from that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, the underlying thing is like, can you understand that this is the reason we have to do this just because we're forced to, but the reality is if we have to keep doing movies in movie theaters, otherwise it's not financially viable.
Yeah.
Which is the celeb thing, right? Like, the only reason you can live this, we can pay you this much, and you can live this lavish lifestyle is because of the system we've created.
This lavish lifestyle, but you don't know how to set up a webcam properly.
Yeah, that too, yes. Yeah, that too, yeah.
But, yeah, I get it. It's also because HBO Max came out, and I feel like they thought it'd be like a bigger thing than it was, and like it's good. I think it's
good. It's a lot better than their marketing made me. The marketing actively made me not want to sign up for HBO Max, but it's pretty good actually. It's probably the best one, honestly, out of all those.
It is, but they're just having a hard time like selling on people because also
it's also expensive.
It's the most expensive one, and the HBO branding on their other services made it very confusing at first because there was HBO Go and HBO Now.
Yeah.
And that just got, confusing.
Also, the app fucking sucks shit across the board. It's all bad. It's all terrible.
It's not great.
My TV one's slightly better, but it's not.
It's fine on a computer.
Great.
Yeah. That's how I usually watch it. But I get it from their perspective. Like, hey, if we are able to lock people in with HBO Max subscriptions, and then they'll just keep that because, they'll see that we have the fucking Overlook TV show. And they're like, yeah, I'll watch that. So they'll just keep paying that subscription. Then, like, that would solve some problems later on. And then, in theory, they could put stuff back in theaters proper.
I forgot about the Overlook TV show.
Yeah, right?
When does that come out?
It's supposed to be next year, I think. Or, like, the idea was it? I don't know.
Is Ewan McGregor in it?
I hope. They're also making the Batman spinoff for the new Batman movie on HBO Max.
So it's weird as people who enjoy motion pictures and our thing are like a routine in our like weekly lives was going to a movie theater. That's not. It's It's just
this
weird.
Weekly bit that we haven't done all year.
No.
Now we might not be able to do.
I mean, I think you can, but is it until there's a vaccine? Like, is it really safe? Like, you could order tickets for Twin Creek Wonder Woman right now. You could do that. I'm not gonna do that for Wonder Woman. I'm sorry.
No.
God, yeah, it just hit me how we haven't had like a group message of like I'm gonna be buying tickets.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, thing of the past.
Yeah. So, Karrie, how are you feeling about this whole deal?
I mean, it compels me to. I had access to HBO Max for a bit just because I was using Ryan's for a little bit, and then I logged out of it per Ryan's request. But we were browsing it, and there's some shit on there.
There's a
like,
lot of stuff.
all the Criterion stuff that they have on there. Me and Greg watched Congo.
Oh, good.
So
no. The diamonds are here.
You see that Congo is watched
Right.
on your HBO Max.
Stop eating my sesame cake. Great movie. Amy.
I hope that's
Great.
altered your. I don't know if HBO Max uses a recommendation algorithm, but I hope that's had some sort of impact.
I have not noticed that.
Fucking laser.
I figured,
like
if I didn't admit it to you, I knew you would never notice because it's not like you would click on Congo
No.
starring Tim Curry.
And then I would see that. Wait a minute! It says I've watched this before.
I have not.
Bruce Campbell in it for 5 minutes. That's great. Anyways, you were saying, Karrie, sorry.
But yeah, like it makes me want to get HBO Max kind of, but also it has the looming thing of like what other like big corporations are gonna follow suit and be like, oh well, if they did it, I guess we should do it
We have to
too.
put Fast 9 on Peacock.
So it's a very, very big, unprecedented move that I am
Unprecedented
not-
times, some would say.
I am not hopeful.
Yeah.
about.
I feel like because after the Disney press briefing, they felt very adamant
That movie theaters are coming back.
because they I feel like because Disney's thing is like we need to make the big bucks now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why most of their money is made from the theme parks and theaters. Even though when Disney makes a movie, it's terrible, it does horrible. But when it's a Marvel movie, they make $1 billion.
$1 billion, yeah.
Sure.
So I think they need.
Yeah.
I think they saw how much money they made from Endgame, and were like, we need to make it happen all the time.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was the good thing about this that I didn't think about until mentioning it. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't put a date. They didn't say plans for Black Widow.
No, they
It's
said
all up in the air.
They said. I think the idea is May of next
Yeah.
year, but who knows? I think by May, maybe everything will be mostly.
Because
cool
Warner
some
Brothers is a weird
places.
case because the movies on their slate are expensive, but it's not like they were all guaranteed. I don't know. They're like weird. They're like weird edge cases.
Like Kong vs. Skull Island, like Godzilla vs.
King of the Monsters.
King of Monsters, like that kind of underperformed.
It did.
So putting that on HBO Max,
Makes
I
sense.
feel like makes
Yeah.
more sense. And I know Legendary were specifically like upset about that because
Yeah.
apparently were talking to Netflix about putting it on Netflix and they were going to give them a big chunk of money, but Warner Bros.
Ooh.
Like, no, you're
still here, baby.
You're still here, baby. You're not making that money. We're putting your thing our thing for free.
Yeah.
So they were specifically annoyed about that, and then because like a lot of their stuff is like Tom and Jerry,
Mortal Kombat. The dude, Dennis Villeneuve was very upset about Dune.
Okay,
Oh my God.
Dune is something I need to watch in theaters.
That makes sense. It makes sense that why he's also upset. I mean,
because he's like,
come on, dude.
I can never make money off my movies.
Yeah, let's say, yeah, exactly. You haven't made a goddamn dollar off your fucking movies, dude.
Yeah.
For someone who makes such like crazy, like awesome movies,
Yeah,
he never
he's
makes
like,
a
you're not
single
making money
dollar.
anyway, so it's like, who cares? Because he was like, we can't make this into a big thing now if it's streamed because
Yeah.
no one. Yeah, I don't know. I would have thought that more people watch Dune in it. I mean, I think Dune should be watched in a movie theater, but I think more people would watch
I
Dune.
think more people would watch Dune if it was on
It's got
their thing.
Zendaya. I love Euphoria.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, you loved Euphoria, you'll love Dune?
She's just as like sad.
but there's a sandworm?
Big worm.
Yeah. And The Matrix 4, which I didn't know was that far. Like, I didn't know it was.
Is that
already-
coming out this year?
That's what they said.
Well,
which
2021?
It
I-
was part of the
Yeah.
lineup.
Oh,
of
wow,
going on
interesting.
to-
That's like the biggest. I think that and
Suicide Squad?
I guess Suicide Squad. Yeah, it was pretty big.
Suicide Squad.
Damn it. James Gunn is quaky right now.
Again, no. What's the budget for Matrix 4? I can't imagine it's more than like $100 million. I don't know. I can't beat that.
That's got to be like,
That seems like relatively cheap, to be completely honest with you.
I don't know.
Unless they're doing a giant spider war, like fucking huge ass thing.
Keanu Reeves is big again, like,
I guess.
so I feel like they might have given
The Cyberpunk guys
I
could
think
have
they might
afforded
have
him.
Cyberpunk is out.
Yeah.
I think they might have given him John Wick money for that.
Is John Wick money? Is there John Wick money? Because those movies,
He has to make good money off of
I
those
think he
movies,
does,
right?
but he's not. I don't know. He doesn't see. He seems kind of cheap.
He's still Keanu Reeves.
He's still Keanu Reeves. He's still Keanu Reeves. My
He
God.
still lives in a studio apartment by choice.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I think I didn't even consider that was one of the interesting things with the Disney thing that they were like, we can't. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not viable. Like it's only viable for Warner Bros. Because these movies are not. they don't make $1 billion.
I think it's also because like next year they don't have like a lot of big DC stuff. Like they have Suicide Squad.
Yeah, which is like kind of.
And they were going to have Batman, but Robert Pattinson keeps getting coronavirus. Definitely by choice.
So.
Oops.
So that was pushed into 2022, unfortunately.
Man.
Which sucks ass.
Which would have made a lot of money, so.
Sucks ass. If that had come out next year on HBO Max in theaters, I would have seen that in theaters, got coronavirus, and watched it on HBO Max 18 times the moment I got home from that theater.
What's if in a hypothetical world where you couldn't see it in the theater, but it was premiering on HBO Max, but there was an extra charge, what's the highest you would go for that?
$1,000.
My God, get this man this Batman movie.
I need to see this movie. I love every time they say a sentence about this movie. I'm like, yes, please.
So I guess the only other, I'm trying to think of the big players. I guess Universal is the one that's like, what are you gonna do? They were the first ones to do like, we're just gonna do it digitally, but they don't have a.
They don't have
Peacock.
They have Peacock, maybe.
Yeah.
I think they want to put some more stuff on Peacock. I think.
I don't want to go on Peacock.
I've gone on there to watch. You should.
But no, because the thing they have is Fast 9. They can't put Fast 9 on Peacock.
Oh yeah,
because they won't make it. It's a Marvel thing. Like they won't make enough money.
Yeah, the Fast movies are definitely like
those are $1 billion movies.
You need the dude bros to get like tightly.
You need them. Dude
really
bros
breathing on each other.
And the minorities. We love Fast and Furious. We love it. I tell you what, I can say that because I know my entire family when a Fast and Furious movie comes out, and this is when I hated them. I was like, you goddamn idiots in your dumb car movie. And now here I am watching Fast 5, giving it 4.5 stars on Letterboxd.
And watching
like,
Ford versus Ferrari.
Exactly.
Like, I need more cars.
Not as good as
I like if you've become, like, I need my 4K quality, and I need, like you're a very specific kind of dad now. And I love that.
Yeah. No, because the dad just buy the 4K TV and put a fucking DVD in it, and I'm not that guy.
That's me. I am that dad.
God. They see the PS5 box that says 8K. That's a thing. That's a thing that's possible. You fucking idiots at Sony, motherfuckers. Anyways,
I really hope it's at 8K question mark.
8K.
Maybe.
8K TV gaming, which means you can plug in this console into an 8K TV. And
I don't know why, but I just pictured the fucking whiteboard from A Quiet Place. It's like 8K. Is it possible?
Also, A Quiet Place. Where is that?
Who cares? Who gives a fucking shit?
I saw the Bugles again with it advertised, new ones, but it's not.
Maybe
Listen,
they were like, it'll definitely be out
Yeah, exactly.
at this point. So like, order more. Fuck.
thank God the Bugles guys are charging us a premium on this. Here's the thing: if there's a movie that should be released at home, it should be The Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Cause like I was so annoyed by a movie where the whole thing is don't talk, and I just hear.
I didn't see it in the movie theater, so I didn't go there.
I saw it in theaters, but I saw it at the Alamo, so it was all right because there's not the
Yeah.
chair.
There was so much
And I ate peanut M&Ms, and I was like,
Yeah, that's what Donna Joe said. She was like, yeah.
But yeah, I pray to God the only way I'll watch that movie if it's a Disney Plus premiere access.
Well, that's a Paramount movie, no?
I don't care.
I don't even know what Paramount does anymore.
They have the Paramount Network.
Yeah, but those are like classic cool movies.
Yeah, but they have the Paramount Network.
I guess they have the Paramount Network.
Yeah. Oh no, they're having Paramount Plus. They're making their own thing called Paramount Plus.
What movies do they make? I don't even know.
They're making A Quiet Place too.
it's kind of like a premium charge because you pay for the service, but there's only one movie.
Wait, why can't they have the first one? Oh, Netflix has the right to that for a few more years, but you can watch the second one.
Anyways,
you pay the monthly subscription to Paramount Plus, and then there's a $30 premiere access to watch A Quiet Place 2.
For the type of movies we like, it's a bummer that there's no film festivals. So like It's weird that like those types of smaller movies are not gonna get noticed by an 824 or a Neon,
No.
and they're not gonna get picked up because it's weird for those movies. I don't know. It's weird because we're the market that we like watching things in theaters and stuff. So it's I don't know
feel like their best bet is to get Netflix to buy them. Yeah, unfortunately, which that's fine. Netflix gives.
I don't think they buy them though. I don't think they buy them though.
They buy them sometimes.
I guess, but you see, they put Mank on Netflix, and people don't give a shit. They're watching Dolly Parton's Christmas Time. Like nobody cares. What are you doing?
Listen, Netflix.
No offense to Dolly Christmas Time.
No offense to anyone who watched that shit, but like, come on.
I ain't watching Mank.
Because like, it's just every year they try to do it, and the next like, this is high art. That's why they had the fucking Irishman last year.
Yeah, sure.
Who cares about the Irishman?
It's on Criterion, I'll tell you.
Yeah, because it's the Martin Scorsese, but that's the only reason it's on Criterion. Guys, I love you, Criterion. Please sponsor us. But for the love of God.
But God damn it. You did great on the Marriage Story one, though.
Yeah, that one was great.
That's pretty good.
Now, when are you going to make the, I think...
They released Crash on Criterion, which I didn't know. How was Crash not on the Criterion collection before? Anyways, I think that's all we got to say. Yeah. I'm excited. I look forward to Wonder Woman. I don't know. It's fine. It's cool. It's in the 80s. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's got Chris Pine.
Chris Pine's back. Oh, yeah. Kristen Wiig is back.
Mm-hmm.
Some other... actors.
Do they do the dumb ends? They don't do the dumb end stingers, do they? We're like, oh, Aquaman is like, bleh.
They have sometimes. It's very like not clear because like Justice League had that. It was like, I'm thinking of making a league of my own, baby.
I love that movie.
Superman
is
dead.
And then Shazam had like the bit from the trailer at the end with him trying to see get Aquaman powers.
Shazam's good.
Shazam is good, but yeah, it's very like on and off whether or not they want to do it.
Anyways, that's all we got, folks. Karrie, folks wanted to see what you were watching. Where could they find you?
You can find me on Letterboxd just by searching my first name, Karrie, Karrie,
and Twitter
at KAR_E Lyles LYLES.
Ryan, if people wanted to find out what you're watching,
you could go to Letterboxd and go to Film Piece. That is where I'm at. That's where my movies are playing, baby.
Mm-hmm. And you can find me at jcruzalvarez26 on everything. I forget to log stuff nowadays because I watch something and I'm like, I don't know. I saw Weathering with You again for the third time, and I still don't like that movie.
I feel like you've seen that more than you've
seen
your
absolutely
name.
have, I think.
Yeah,
and it's
weird,
really
right?
weird. It's really annoying. Anyways, that's all we got until whenever the fuck. At some point, we can have a discussion how we're going to do movie of the year. Movie stuff. I have no idea. Sonic the Hedgehog. Congratulations.
No way. Are we going to get revival of the Do Not Go In There award?
Oh, hell yeah.
It's just going to be about the theater.
Yes,
it's just be like, don't go in there. The theater. Don't go in the theater.
See you next year. Anyways, that's the podcast. Until next time. Bye-bye.